Hello, good morning. My name is Freddy Cruz. I am a student from English Conversation 1, whose teacher is Licenciado William Roberto Amaya. After this short self presentation, let me share with you this quote. It says, "You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today." Now I'm going to officially start my topic, which is tips to protect ourselves from online identity theft. Are you aware of online identity theft? Are you always online checking your social network, emails, and chats? Have you ever thought of becoming a victim of identity theft? If you haven't thought about it, think twice. You might be the next victim of identity theft. Two answers to these questions are coming up next. In the first place, I would like to tell you a real story. I was working in a cyber cafe in 1997 when a client came in and asked for a computer. The guy started surfing on the internet. An hour later, he said, "How much is it?" And I said, "It's $1." The man gave me a dollar bill and left. Later on that day, many other clients used the computer. He had been using it the whole day. To my surprise, the next day, the man came in and was furious, claiming and asking me who had used the computer. He used yesterday morning. I don't know. I don't have a record for every single client that comes here, I said. And guess what? He forgot to log out of his email. Somebody stole his email and found all his information. This person has his credit card number, some pictures of another woman, and many chats, conversations that were sent to his wife. Besides that, he was notified by the bank through a phone call about some purchases made the night before. His wife discovered his infidelity. As a result, he lost some money and got divorced from his wife. Could you imagine this situation? This is just an example of one of the things you shouldn't do. There are many ways thieves or fraudsters use for identity theft. The first one is phishing. The term phishing refers to a kind of fraud in which the criminal tries to gain access to personal information. This is usually performed by two methods. First, sending links of fake websites by email to the victim to capture your login and password credentials. Secondly, by becoming friends with the person by sending false acquaintance messages, which the person unknowingly accepts on social networking sites. This is accomplished by sending requests to play a quiz, complete a survey, or share something for a free giveaway. That makes the person interested in clicking those links. Another, let's say, technique these people utilize is identity spoofing. This occurs when criminals create fake accounts of musicians, politicians, actors, etc., to gather sensitive data from other people or in hopes to tarnishing their image. The next method that thieves use is hacking. A very common and easy method for criminals is to steal identities nowadays through social media accounts. This is mostly due to everyone's habit of using the same password for almost all accounts. Once the hacker gets the access to your social accounts, they can easily get hold of your bank account, data, online shopping details, and credit cards details, or even your social accounts to perform criminal activities. Now that you know all the ways you can be tricked when surfing on the internet, allow me to share some useful tips to protect yourself from becoming a victim of identity theft. In these circumstances, the following precautions should be taken when interacting on social media sites. The first one is, give me a second. The first one is never display details of personal or financial documents. This might seem like a pretty obvious step to many, but some people just get overexcited when they get a new credit card or their driver license and want the whole world to know. So they post pictures displaying their achievements. This is something that criminals of identity theft are mostly looking for to steal identities. If you still decide to post pictures of your documents with your personal details on them, always blur out names and numbers printing on them. 2. Turn off automatic logins. Never allow social media applications such as Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, YouTube, Instagram to auto log you in, and also don't allow browsers to remember your login details. In case if someone gets hold of your device, they won't be able to directly gain access to your account, thus preventing them from viewing your personal information. 3. Avoiding posting locations and dates. When users post about their vacations and whereabouts online, it gives the criminals all the information that they are going to be out of their homes at the time of update, thereby allowing the thieves to break in and steal valuables, or more importantly, identifying documents to be used for impersonation. Therefore, setting stringent privacy settings. In light of being aware that one's personal information such as name, photo, date of birth, location, place of work, etc. are sensitive data, users should set their privacy settings such as they are visible to only themselves or to people they trust. This can be done by going into the settings of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter accounts and changing the preference for your personal data. 5. Use of strong and unique password. This is the first and crucial step that one should adopt when creating an account on social media sites. Creating passwords that are strong, secure, and unique, such as making them alphanumeric with a special character, helps in keeping identity thieves at bay. So the second part, the part B, number 6, using double authentication. This is one feature implemented on some social media platforms that makes it harder to thieves to gain access to someone's account. For example, Twitter allows users to turn on settings that ask users to enter a one-time code sent to their mobile phones when they log in for the first time from a particular device. 7. Avoid using same password for multiple accounts. This is a very common habit among people to use the same password for their different accounts, mostly because it is easier and convenient to remember. Although that seems like a hassle to keep different passwords for every account, it saves you a lot of trouble in the long run. 8. Never keep credit card information online. Under all circumstances, avoid storing information related to your credit cards on these social networking sites. If this information gets into the wrong hands, your identity will most likely be exploited. Number 9, and the last one, enabling alerts of unusual activity. Facebook and other applications provide an option to enable alerts when someone else's device or perhaps from a different location. It is always helpful to enable these notifications to prevent unauthorized people from logging into your accounts. In conclusion, in practically identity theft leaves a great impact on the victim, both financially and emotionally. Perhaps the most effective method of avoiding becoming a victim of identity theft is not creating a social networking account in the first place.